tonight we've got Melanie Phillips from the Daily Mail here, and she's appearing in debate with Angela Eagle, who used to be a minister, and the whole debate is being chaired by Ben Summerskill from Stonewall.
I've read a little bit about Melanie Phillips before, and I thought she was a very controversial, very provocative person, so I thought it would be a great experience to come along, perhaps ask a couple of questions and to see how things go.
I believe that the Daily Mail journalist is rather right-wing, so I think Angela hopefully will take her on a little bit.
Yeah, always up for a good stimulating debate, so sound like it would spark off some conversation, hopefully.
If we try to outlaw hatred or prejudice, we are, I would suggest, in grave danger of making thought into crime and being liberal and oppressive. But in general, I think that it's wrong to criminalise the giving of offence. Offensiveness is a very broad concept, it's entirely subjective, and enforcing it is therefore intrinsically oppressive and illiberal. In a free society, I would suggest to you, we have the absolute right, or we should have the absolute right, to offend.
Now, I'm not in favour of thought crimes, but I'm not in favour of hate preaching either. And so I think as a society we have a duty in our battle for equality and to make our society more equal, to say that certain forms of free expression oughtn't to be allowed in the public interest. And I think that is the balance that we actually need to get.
When I talk about the undermining of marriage, of course I don't mean that someone's marriage is going to collapse because the gay couple next door has got a civil partnership.
It's a deliberate attempt by the progressive intelligentsia to reshape society around the unrestrained gratification of adult sexual desire.
Gosh, did I write that?
As recently as the 8th of July.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
It's an interesting description of my civil partnered life.
I mean, it is a grotesque misrepresentation of me to say that I talk about all gay people as promiscuous.
Melanie, what you do is you say that homosexual people should be allowed to be that in the private sphere, but you then go on effectively to say we shouldn't be properly represented in the public sphere because all of these gays arguing for their rights.
But hang on, that's a different matter. You've just accused me of saying that all homosexuals are promiscuous. That is not true. Why do you say
well, I'm glad to hear that.
Well, I'm not glad to hear that you misrepresent what I write. I go to great lengths, always, to differentiate between gay people and gay rights. Now, you may all think that is not a reasonable differentiation. You're entitled to that view. But the argument that was said, that I categorise all gay people as the same, is simply not true. It is offensive, says this gentleman, to regard gay people as a group. What is gay rights if not the attempt to get rights for a group defined as a group?
Well, if I can help out there, I've never sought a single gay right in my entire life. All I've ever sought is exactly the same rights you've taken for granted from the day you were born.
I thought the debate was fantastic. It was a really great opportunity to hear two very different sides of the same issue. I tonight thought I would disagree a lot with Angela Eagle because I don't agree with her politically at all. In fact, I found myself in violent agreement with her.
I felt a little bit sorry for Melanie. I think that she was kind of backed into a couple of corners.
Big respect for Melanie Phillips coming tonight. I didn't agree with everything she was saying, but I thought I really take my hat off to her for coming.
I enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I like any bigots and homophobes to be backed into corners.
The crowd did very well, I think, not to boo Melanie Phillips. So overall, it was a pretty great evening. Thanks.
It stimulates a lot of discourse, disagreement. We think lots of different things on both sides of the argument, but the key thing is that the argument is taking place and the Village Drinks is providing forum for it. So